evening, Speed Gaming. I am Deep Fried, and we are getting ready for our Link to the Past Randomizer Daily Dates, the Open Weekly here Sunday night. And we've got Ravis and Big Toby on Restream. Should be getting ready to get started shortly. Alrighty. And just a quick sound check here. Everything sound good on your end, guys? All right. And starting off.
All right. Test, test. Is this any clearer for anybody here? It looks like we've got both of our runners in Kakariko, and we have already found boots, fire rod, and flippers. So, big start out of Kakariko. All right. And looks like both of our runners have wrapped up through Kakariko. Both of them saving and quitting. And with sword, flippers, boots, and a fire rod, let's see where they head. Ravis making the play straight down, headed for the South Shore checks. Okay. Not sure what's happening over on Toby's side, but Ravis down in Mini Moldorn Cave, finding a whole lot of not much, just some bombs and pieces of heart, a few rupees. And looks like Toby's opting to head over towards the eastern area now. No, it looks like gonna go do the flippers checks, or at least the Lake Hylia Island. It looked like a heart or a heart piece there. Couldn't quite tell. And now heading up towards eastern and Sahasrara. And that is Moon Pearl over in Ice Rod Cave. And Ravis setting up for a water walk glitch. Even with having the flippers, able to get the water walk going a little bit faster to make a couple of checks quicker. Flute in back of Saha's closet and Quake, so paying off well there too. Just a full heart on Lake Hylia Island. Doubt the runners will be back for that. And Ravis taking advantage of that water walk, getting over to the man under the bridge for the hammer. 2/3 of Dark World access, just needing a glove now. And look like he's headed over to do Uncle and probably escape. Toby headed back over to Kakariko. Doesn't quite have enough money for the bottle vendor, but is looking to activate the flute. I'm going to put that to good use. Early movement items are always nice. And looks like just health on the Uncle. Yeah, spheres 1 and 0 are indeed loaded. chat letting me know that Sankheart was definitely an uncle. So Toby headed over towards Ice Rod Cave, going to get the Moon Pearl, while Ravis is headed back into Escape. And Toby also, pretty sure, successfully setting up a water walk glitch. This race is out of a pool of 20 runners here tonight. And we've got 2 of them here on stream. And Big Toby opting not to go to underneath the bridge with the water walk, headed towards the Zora area, gets a heart container and the single arrow out of the waterfall. And let's see. Oh, no. Little indecision. Go and check the ledge. Go back. Where are we headed? And Ravis taking a death warp. Headed back to the front of Hyrule Castle, and looks like he's going to go towards Dark Cross, the Fire Rod way. Not yet in logic without a lamp. Or without... I know, Fire Rod might have this in logic here for coming at it from the front. I'm not 100% here. But Toby opting to go back under the bridge and picks up the hammer as well. And a bottle in Dark Cross. That is our first bottle. And Ravis says, putting the bottle on hold, headed to go over towards the Hashla, where they will find the flute. Chat let me know that Dark Cross is in logic with Fire Rod. And Lumberjack, just a full heart, won't be needing to beat Aga for the Lumberjack, but we still have not found our Dark World access. May end up still needing to go and beat it to be able to find. Toby remembering, I don't have a glove yet. But gonna take the flute way up and check out what is on the mountain. We got the blue boomerang on the Spectacle Rock. Toby not exactly sure which way they're going. Pulls out the flute. And opting to save and quit instead. So at this point, I'm pretty sure we've got Bottle and we've got Eastern Palace. Pretty sure that's all that is left in Logic, except not. We've got Agina as well. We've got over in Desert. So let's see. Oh, we do have the book, so we have Desert and Logic too, and that is Powder showing up on the Desert ledge. Gonna put Magic Bat into Logic early. And with Fire Rod and Boots, Desert is guaranteed to be full clearable. And looks like Ravis is just getting the lunch money from the sick kid here. Grabbing a flute and flying away. Oh, had we not seen Dam yet? Oh, wow. And Desert was not boots locked either. Ah, well, small key on the torch. And the lamp at the dam, putting all of the dark rooms no longer. Gonna make life real easy. Don't think Ravis needs the lamp, but it is a nice item to have early on and gives us a few more checks early on in Logic. Yes, indeed. That will put the rest of Eastern in Logic, except for the bosses. We have not found the bow yet. Oh, that is true. Lacking the glove does mean there is no back half of that, and goodness knows I have made that mistake enough times running it. I should probably have known that one. Rave is showing off spin speed and carrying an item up the stairs. Carrying an item will make your ascent or descent much quicker, and taking advantage of that to save a couple seconds. Fluting away, and also headed towards the desert. The mirror in desert is nice. That's going to put Hera in Logic, and is going to put, with that hammer, put all of right side of Death Mountain in the light world in Logic. And yes, one more sword or the cape is going to mean Aga will be in Logic as well. So the question is, are we going to end up finding another sword in the cape, or are we going to end up, is the seed going to be nice and make us not have to go climb the tower? First look at Agina's cave. It is 300 rupees. That's nice. It's going to help for Zora later. And Toby with that mirror, taking it back up the mountain. Ooh, didn't quite pull off the spin speed. And can't get what's on Ether Tablet, need another sword, but can come over, read it, and see if it's going to be important. Just a piece of love. Don't need to come back for that. Ravis picking up his mirror while Toby is starting into Crystal Hera. Oh boy, that's a small key in the chest. and the compass in the basement. So with no hook shot, we're going to be taking a coffee break and doing this the long way. Toby getting the bomb drop on there. And Ravis also opting to go back up the mountain. Most dense checks, even with Eastern being a pendant, are both of our runners here going for the density and trying to both get the crystals done and have the higher percentage checks here to try to find our progression. They'll be taking advantage of that full magic. And starting the climb up with the hammer. And Toby opting to grab a couple hearts. Green Mail, 1 heart coming up on Muldorm. He is trolly enough. Grabbing a couple safety hearts is a good call there. We do have the hammer to make it that we can beat Muldorm here and not send him into a rage. And Toby taking 1 hit there. Good thing stopping for those hearts. It's better to stop for a moment and grab a quick bit of health rather than trying to overrush. And we have Cane of Samaria on Muldorm. No immediate progression, but that makes our life in the Dark World so much easier. And Ravis about to enter his Muldorm fight. Just $50 on the floating island. While Big Toby's running around here in Spiral Cave. Boots makes this so much nicer. Just a piece of heart in Spiral Cave. Toby taking full advantage of having that red cane, getting out a little safer. And headed over towards Paradox Cave. And there's our Zora money in the double chest. And now we're going up to see what we got for 5 chests here in the back. Let's see if this is our progression or if we're going to have to run to Eastern. Piece of heart. Hook shot. Again, not immediate progression, but makes life easier. There's the cape. Oh boy. So, do we make the Aga play? Or do we make the check over into Eastern first? Toby thinking about it. Oh, true. We do now have Zora money. So we do have the ledge and Zora check. Ah, we got Magic Bat, too. Powder picked up. And Ravis going over to give us the check on that one. Oh boy, lots of little checks all over the world opened up to us. Let's see which one ends up paying off first. Magic Bat with a full heart. Runner staying healthy. Oh boy, didn't realize Toby hadn't come over here to the mini Moldorn cave. Went straight to Ice Rod Cave and got the Moon Pearl and didn't come into mini Moldorn. And Ravis taking the flute. Looks like he's headed over towards Zora and Waterfall. Lumping all those together, he hasn't been over here yet. That's a good 4 checks. And getting a fairy in a bottle for our prize on the Waterfall Fairy. And looks like Toby's going to turn in his bottle. Taking the sick kid's lunch money. And the scam fish scamming us once again. And with nothing important on the ledge, Ravis is headed back to Link's house. Which way do we go? Looks like this is going to be the Aga play. Still a few checks left, but with hook shot, flippers, and hammer, and a plethora of other things, most of Dark World is open and available, saving Eastern Palace for a later day. Meanwhile, Toby going over and doing Uncle checks. Fighter Sword, Aga Tower, not usually the most friendly, but with Fire Rod it makes life a lot easier. And looks like Toby opting to skip back of escape and is also going to climb up and go to Aghanim. So with both of our runners doing Aga, the next question is, how many blue balls are we going to end up getting, folks? Being 5, 6, 2, couple 4s. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to say just 1. I'm betting on just 1 for the runners here, as it has had. We are half an hour in and needing to get Dark World access here through, or taking the Dark World access through Aga Tower with no glove. A surprising amount of blue balls. And Ravis, the first of our restreamed runners into the Aga fight. And that is 1. Oh boy, 2 right off. Oh, we got 3 right out the bat. There's number 4. There's number 5. Oof. 6 blue balls. And we are down. So Fluffy Mittens and Horace Finn guessing correct on the 6 blue ball Aga fight. And just bombs on the ledge. And Ravis opting to go straight up to Northern Dark World. And we're going to get a King's Tomb check. And there's our first glove. Small shield in Graveyard Ledge. Ravis says no thank you. I agree, chat. If that is our first logical glove access, if the other one's located behind another glove, that is a really unique and difficult first glove location to get to. And Ravis opting to take that glove and gonna go check back of escape at almost 34 minutes. Yes, the shields are progressive. So if you get one shield, the next one, if Ravis were to come back for it, which he won't be, and would come back, it would be the next level shield up. And with Ravis saving the portal, coming out through the front, coming out through Sanctuary, and going to head back to Dark World that way, saving the portal. Interesting play. And Toby opting to get the health on Hylia Island. While over here, while Ravis makes the way over towards the Skull Woods area. Toby getting a little bullied by those Dark World guards. Gets through it. And forgot to equip the hammer first. And Ravis headed straight to the back of Skull Woods. Skull Woods is a full clearable crystal here. Oh, go careful, Toby. Ooh, another mirror bonk. And we got Swagnet in. Skull Woods. Ravis dropping in for a fighter sword and hammer moth fight. Not ideal, but likely gonna get it done. There we go, and the moth is down with only a little bit of trouble. Toby making the way over. Looks like towards Hype Cave. All right. Here we go, chat. We got a ped check here. Just health. And shovel in the back of Hype Cave. And looks like Toby's headed straight there now. Gonna check Stumpy. And up, nope. Toby, you have the shovel. All right, coming down to K45. Let's see if Toby remembers to go check that shovel afterwards. Just 20 bucks. And does remember to go grab the shovel check. And if this is something, it could be, it could have been a good find, because it doesn't look like Ravis is getting over towards the Hype Cave area anytime soon, but alas, just a piece of heart. Meanwhile, Ravis in Thievestown while Toby's doing the dig game. Might get a high five coming shortly. Ooh, and Blue Mail in the dig game. Nice safety item to find. Already with 11 hearts, though. But it does make your life just that little bit easier. He'll be mirroring back to the light world. And not sure which way to go. Realizes Toby has not picked up that first glove out of King's Tomb yet. Just trying to figure out what the best way to get progression here is. And while thinking about that, gonna go get some safeties. Oh no, Toby doesn't remember that they do not have a glove. Small key in the maiden's chest puts big chest in logic. Gonna go over. Both runners got hammer early, so don't have to worry about stranding an item back here, even though it's just 10 stick. Nope. Toby still don't have a glove. But you can hit the peg. Oh, go and do the swim. There we go. And Blind telling us he doesn't see us having a bright future. Nine hits no matter what weapon you're using that can damage Blind. Keep him on script and it makes life a little easier. And Ravis takes him down real quick. Getting our second sword. That is Master Sword there. And Toby making the way through the Northern Dark World. And looks like they're going to get their first glove. Meanwhile, Ravis going south from Thieves Town. Gonna pick up Blue Mail. And Toby taking that glove and also doing Back of Escape. What kind of seed do we have? Chat, we have a 7-7 open weekly here, where our first glove was in King's Tomb. And Toby going backwards through to be able to get the Dark Cross item, which was just a bottle of red. And looks like Ravis. Is this going to be a Bombos check? Looks like so. And we have Vanilla Bombos. And Ravis leaving behind a bomb to show the displeasure. And Ravis taking a dip into Swamp. Correction. Ravis going to go check Shovel and leave the portal behind at Swamp. Good way to route it in while you're over here. Not really a better time to do it. And gonna flute back to 7. Taking advantage of the, if you're holding an item, you will not go through a portal ability. Yes, both of our runners have indeed killed Aga. That is how we got our Dark World access. First glove was Mirror to King's Tomb. Looks like Toby following in Ravis's footsteps, coming up and doing Skull Woods. Well, we don't know that for a fact, Aku, yet, because we still have not seen Eastern. Our second glove could be in Eastern Palace. But so far with no bow, both of our runners opting to avoid Eastern. You are likely right. And Ravis going to do some diver down strats here, blow the bomb up, walk out, and when you head back up, after clipping through the rail, the switch will flip. Map on left side. And just 20 bucks. But being thorough, making sure not to leave anything behind. Still need bow, still need ice rod, still need Titan's mitts, and may or may not need ether yet. With Big Key being in the water in the drown room, looks like Ravis is headed back to check. Big chest, let's see if that pays off. And it does. That is huge. Titan's mitts. So officially, Aga was hard required to be able to get into Dark World. Toby, okay, pulling out a blue potion. Moth not fighting nice with all those spikes. And Toby takes down Moth. Ravis with those Titan's mitts going to the mire area, gonna figure out what the medallion requirement is. And it is Quake. We can get into mire. And with Red Cane, can full clear. And there's our ether, so we know, even if it was right under the doorstep. And we have all the medallions, so we now know that we can definitely get into Turtle Rock. Yes, chat. It was health just on ped. We'll be getting all of the village checks done. And Meyer making us dig a little bit deeper. And bombs in the compass chest. And Ravis says, no thank you, cutscene. Save you for later. And there's our big key. Still have one item to find. And headed down towards Vidi. Meanwhile, Toby getting the top part of Thieves Town cleared out. Ravis trying to set up for some spooky action. Did he get it? No. Opting instead to chuck a Samaria block. And we've got chat trying to suggest the trolliest places possible for the ice rod here. And Ravis taking the cape out. Couple Master Sword spins. Runs out of magic. Going in and getting some goo damage. Ooh, down to 3 hearts. Gonna have to be careful. Has Fairy in a bottle. Opts for the red goo. And going in to the goo first makes it you take significantly less damage than when those eyeballs hit you. Pulling out the big eye of Vitreous. Ooh, careful. And Vidi goes down. Meanwhile, Toby farming up a little health, getting ready to pick up the big chest and then head up to fight Blind. We will definitely be finding a bow at some place. Second sword was on Blind. And Rave is cleaning up desert while in the area. Graveyard Ledge, I believe, was just a small shield. And Toby taking advantage of having that fire shield. Missed where they both runners picked up where the second shield was. Cat is just being real mean about where that ice rod could be. And Ravis with a 2-cycle Landmo. Picking up crystal number 5. And looks like Toby's running over towards Catfish, maybe? Don't think we've seen Catfish yet. Ravis did not. Neither of our runners had a glove when they were coming back. Yes, we have seen both tablets. Bombos was vanilla, and there was... I don't remember what it was, but it was not important on Ether. Meanwhile, Ravis coming up to do Dark Death Mountain, it looks like. We have not seen Hookshot Cave. This is our first foray up. Ravis, the first of our 2 restreamed runners to pick up Titan's Mitts, which were in the Big Chest and Swamp. Where Toby has not been yet. And just a piece of heart from Catfish. And has not been to Zora yet. Gonna go see the Scamfish. Nothing in Super Bunny Cave. And here is Hookshot. Piece of heart. 50 bucks. Another bottle. And another 50 bucks. That's all 4 bottles we've seen. And Dark Death Mountain coming up dry so far. Ether is our medallion, so we do need to visit over at the Meyer Shed before coming up this way. And it looks like we are going to get a dip into Turtle Rock without the ice rod early. The lore states that ice rod is always in Turtle Rock, but we will see. Toby about to get Vanilla Bombos. We also have Pendant Ice that is fully in logic now for Ravis that could contain any of our necessary items. And Toby making their way into Swamp. And Ravis says, enough with those anti-fairies. Not going to deal with them. Just gonna get some health. And we have Vanilla Big Key. And Ravis getting the 2-for-1 on the fire rod shots there. Ether was in Mire Shed. And let's see what we have in Mimic Cave for Ravis. Just the bomb pack. And Toby also opting to do left side first of Swamp. Just a piece of heart out of Crystal Roller Room. And Ravis putting that cape to good use. Dodging those fire bars. All right, what chat is so anxiously been waiting for. Here we have Laser Bridge. What do we got? We got bombs. We got a compass. One of these two is going to be a key. Oh boy, single rupee, which means this last one is just the key. Ice Rod, not in Turtle Rock. No bow in Turtle Rock. No progression of any kind unless we have something on Trinex. And I'll be honest, I wasn't counting. Ravis picking up a couple bottles. And heading into Pendant Ice. With no bow, avoiding the pod eastern area. Though with Canis Samari and Icebreaker, it does make Ice Palace a much more palatable play than it used to be. Bomb's first chest and ice. That's an interesting setup. I haven't seen Icebreaker set up that way with the sword held out and backing in to be able to set up your Samaria block with some select buffers. But gets it done quick. Mitts are in the big chest in Swamp. I missed if Toby went back for them. And there's our third shield in ice. That's 2 items. Ravis making the way over to Ice Tea Room, where it is our third item, but Ice Palace is the green pendant. So down to Cold Stare we go. Oh good, Toby going back in, remembering I did not get the big chest. And will be rewarded with their Titan's mitts. Ravis using that vanilla bombos to crack the shell. Gives himself a couple of fire rod shots. Gets him into the corner. And the puffs are on the loose. That's 1 eye down. That's 2 eye down. Pulls out the hammer. And that is 3 eyes down with taking no damage the whole fight. Very nicely done. Small key and picking up green pendant. And no bow, but nowhere to go. Ravis is making the play over towards the pod eastern area. Just 10 arrows on green pendant, so Ice Palace was a trap. Meanwhile, Toby heading over and doing the Dark Death Mountain checks. Well, it's not always an ice rod hunt yet. We could find it. We could be on a bow hunt still. We could be. Yeah, we could still be on a bow hunt too. And pod is not fully bow locked. We're heading to the back. Cat pointing out we still have the Smith chain hammer pegs, purple chest chain. Correct. Ice rod can logically be anywhere, but in GT, if Turtle Rock is a crystal, or on behind Trinex. And there's our ice rod in pod. So we are in bow mode. And Toby getting Ether now out of the Mire Shed. Did not take the Turtle Rock dip. So hopefully does not go back to Turtle Rock before stopping at the pod area and save some time on that front. And Ravis showing off some Samaria tech, how broken that item really is, being able to run straight through the turn blocks. And there is Mushroom. Getting a couple bombs down in the money hallway. Keeping good count of the keys, knowing that Harmless Hellway will be nothing, not having 3 of them. And the other thing the runners would like to find here is another sword too. Otherwise, we will be doing, as I had heard it last time on comms, as 52 spin pickup, which I found really funny. So the runners would like to find potentially silvers or another sword to make it. We are not doing a Master Sword Ganon fight. And Rave is taking the dip into Eastern. Will we get a French vanilla bow? Looks like Toby's going up for cutscene chest. I don't remember. I don't think we saw this on Ravis's side. And I'll be honest, I did not count. So I don't know if Ravis left an item behind, or if this is a dungeon item. And just 20 bucks in the big chest to Eastern. Headed to the big key. It was an item, but just 10 arrows. And that was one of the big things that could have bailed Toby out, because I don't think Ravis is getting back there anytime soon. We've already seen that where Bo would have been was going to be a just 20 rupees, and while it is not a bow, I'm sure Ravis is happy to see that tempered sword. And we've got a mushroom turn in. Nope. Still looking for the bow. Will we have bow on Trinex? Having to dip into Crystal Pod to get the ice rod to go find bow. Looks like Ravis is going to go check Spike Cave first, though. Just 20 bucks in Spike Cave. And Ravis headed to Catfish, where we know he will be greeted with no bow. And Toby taking advantage of the fact that if you slash your sword really, really fast, the magic on the cape goes down super slowly. And getting some extra hits in on the big eye before he is loose. You can actually beat that big eye while he is still in the goo, and there are other eyes around. And Toby pulling out the hammer. And yeah, did a lot of extra damage while slashing away. Few hammer hits, and down goes Viddy. Now we have checked Pet, unfortunately, chat, and Pet is dead. And we have Smith Chain here, coming on Ravis's side. Meanwhile, Toby getting closer to evening up the crystal count here. Just 50 bucks in hammer pegs. And Toby says, you know what? I want a couple more bottles. All right, what do we got on the Smiths? Butter sword. The sword Smiths are vanilla. So we have butter. And we've got a purple chest check. Are you our bow? Yes, you are. That is go mode. At 1 hour, 25 minutes, and 50 seconds, Ravis is in go mode and fluting back to pod. Meanwhile, Toby doing the Smith chain. Going to be greeted with their tempered sword. And then if following through with the purple chest, we'll get bow. And that should lead them over to the pod eastern area for their ice rod. Yes, blind was master sword. Our third sword find was vanilla big key chest in eastern, and then we have a true vanilla tempered sword over on Big Toby's side for our fourth sword. Toby is going to save a lot of time, not needing to double dip TR, but is still down another crystal. Needs to finish Desert Palace. But that is Toby's bow. And Toby is fluting to 5. Vanilla bacon, yes indeed. Only best with Frosties. Oh no. Toby. No, Toby, you do not realize. Toby is short money to get into pod. And is about to realize it. It's going to be bailed out, though. Going to go get the money out of Eastern. And while here, may end up picking up their butter sword. I don't think I've ever seen the change text box for Kiki saying, yeah, you need some cash, buddy. That is pretty funny and rude. That is crystal number 6 on Ravis's side. And fluting up, heading towards the mountain. Meanwhile, Toby checking Eastern for their Ice Rod. We know it's not here. Ice Rod's going to be in pod when they get the money to get into it. And that will be their go mode. And Toby headed towards the back will get the Butter Sword. And looks like Toby is gonna go beat Armos Knights. Gonna be honest, haven't been counting. Not sure if it's an item on them or not. Or if this is just muscle memory. Ice Rod is in pod. And Ravis about to go into the Trinex fight. A little easier than if you would have found it here before. Gold Sword's a lot faster than Master Sword Trinex. Getting them from the back. Both heads go down real quick, and a nice 0 cycle. And just the map in Eastern on Armos Knights. All right, that is crystal number 7. Chat, get your guesses in. What number are we looking at for big key here, given the way this seed is going? Are we going to be nice to our runners and guess early, or are we thinking it's a tile room seed? Personally, I'm going with my usual of number 9. But we will see. It's on this deep tile room, chat says. All right, Ravis going left first. Meanwhile, Toby getting into pod. Small key on the torch. That's number 1. Two is 20 rupees. 3 is 1 rupee. 4 is our silvers. 5 is another small key. So with blue mail, silvers, and gold sword, Ganon's going to go down real quick today. heart in the fire bar room. That is number 6. And Ravis going full left, not even checking the hope room. S7 is 300 rupees. Chest 8 is 20. 100 for 9. Piece of heart for 10. And 11 is 300 more rupees. And Ravis mirrors and is headed to the right. And Toby in go mode by Ravis's clock at 136.15. Half magic and a small key. Headed over to the right side. Full heart. There we go. Big key on the right side. Second chest there. So that's 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I believe that is 15. Number 15. And it looks like our closest guess in chat, Price is Right rules, is Cutie ZZZ at 14. Oh, nope, I take that back. Irlin, I apologize. 15, Irlin dead on the money. And Ravis starts going up the gauntlet. Barely clean through the conveyor belt rooms. Headed over to land mode 2. One silver, 2 silver. Oh, and land mode jumps the other way on him. And 3 silvers down for a 2 cycle. Taking down Wizrobes 2, smooth and easy. Headed to Torches 1. Getting bullied by that fire bar just a little. Kills the mini Helma, pulls out powder to get a health refill. Takes advantage of the full magic refill. And a quick kill on Moldorn 2. Meanwhile, Toby on their way down to Helma to pick up crystal number 5. And Ravis gonna do agonometry here. Oh, that's a nice setup. 1, 2, 3. Got the triple on the first. Ooh, just 1 on the second. And 2 on the third. So a 3-1-2. Nice fight. Going in, headed for the pig. Meanwhile, Toby using bomb strats on Helma. And 1, 2 slashes, and down he goes, getting crystal number 5. All right, 1 cycle on phase 1. One cycle on phase 2. Ganon being rude with the warps. One, two, three. One more silver arrow, and then a 1x3 bridge. And get your GGs in chat for Ravis, everyone. Finishing in here at 142.55. Finishing in 10th overall in the race. We had a total of 20 runners here in today. Sheer finishing first place at 124.01. Meanwhile, Toby heading into Turtle Rock. Don't think they remember that they have not finished the back of... Desert yet. And we'll see if Ravis wants to come in for an interview. And we are joined in the booth here by Ravis. GG, Ravis.
GG's. Sorry. Hello? Can you hear me?
So what do we think about that seed? That was a little crazy.
Yeah. I mean, considering the bow location, I'm not too surprised that I'm quite far behind the first finishes. Was a little frustrating, but it's okay. Happens. But overall, okay. Egg seed, whatever.
Yeah. Having the bow be real late is rando. I apologize. I can't hear you in through the booth.
Okay. Well, the others can hear me probably.
But yeah, bow being where it was and having the smith chain just made things overall slow for where it was, and then having to do the double dip of TR.
Yeah, and also pot. Full clearing ice for nothing. It happens. Hello, hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it does. Ice Palace being trolly for not having anything in it, but being green pendant makes it look like it's going to end up being a good play. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. After swamp, not doing smith chain was the big problem, but happens. Yeah, so overall, interesting glove locations. Also, yeah, bad bow location for me, but that's random. It happens. I think I
Meanwhile,
only.
Toby making their way through Turtle Rock will be crystal number 6 for them, and still has to go back and finish up Desert. But yeah, definitely just one of those seeds where rando being rando. You made a really good call early, Ravis, after going through and ended up finding that glove in King's Tomb.
Also, yeah, bad bow location for me, but that's random. It happens. I think I
Meanwhile,
only.
Toby making their way through.
Yeah, so I think the only locations I had left were only Argus and the one item in Mire. Luckily, it was not there, but yeah, basically that was a good full clear for the rest of the seed. And yeah, overall, I played okay. I'm okay with the performance. Little hiccups here and there, but that happens, and I don't know. It's okay. It was nice seed overall. Even though there were quite a few double dips and unnecessary ice clear and stuff, but okay, happens. A little bit more practice, I guess. So, yeah. Thank you for having me for this race. Thanks to chat. Thanks to you, Deep Fried, for commentating, and also to Robs for tracking. And also thank you to Restreamer. I think it's Professor Renderer. I'm not sure right now, but thanks to the Restreamer regardless. And see you next time. GG's, guys.
Thank you very much. Yes, and GG's again to Ravis, first of our restreamed runners to finish here. Currently in the race, it was Sheer finishing at 124, Gannon's going wild at 129.25, P-Train finishing at 135, RDWALSHV at 135.47, 5 seconds behind, Gamachu at 137, Slumberjack at 138, Matt 7898 at 139, Shady Force just a couple seconds behind him, Vortex of Doom in 9th at 141, Ravis at 142.55, Vextifer at 143, High Ruler at 144, Joss at 150, and Golfer Bolts at 151 so far. And it looks like Toby's headed over to Gannon's tower and going to remember very quickly here that you're missing a crystal. And Toby finishing up Desert here shortly. And with that, Toby has picked up their 7th crystal. And is headed for one last climb up to GT. And Toby heading to Hope Room first. Picking up half magic. And looks like is going right to start. That's going to be great as far as getting the big key quickly. But the silvers were on left side, so it's going to be a silverless fight, most likely here. And Toby grabbing the small key and gonna make their way up the tower. And the Mimic's giving Toby a bit of trouble here. Taking a death and going to give it round 2. And down they go this time. And Toby deciding, I'm going to get some fairies. Taking a refill in the fairy room and going to keep one for later. Getting through the first conveyor. And not getting bullied by the BMOS too hard. Headed into Land Mode 2. No problems with Land Mode 2. Headed up to handle the Whiz Robes. Pulling out the lamp for Torches 1. Red boomerang and piece of heart in these checks that we did not get to see because of Ravis had already found silvers. Making quick work of Moldorn 2. Vanilla 20 rupees. And Toby about to do some agonometry. Ooh, did that hit for 2 or for 3? Not sure. Gets another one in. And 2 more shots. Takes down Aga. Making good use of that cape. Quickly into phase 3. Toby going for the doubles on the spins here. And taking down the pig. Finishing in 18th place with a speed gaming time of 2:10. Give your GGs up for Big Toby. And we will see if Toby wants to come in for an interview. Which I have now figured out my audio problems, and I should be good this time. It does not look like Toby is coming in for an interview. So that being said, 206 was the Benjamin. Link to the Past Ken at 208. 210 West Side Vandal. Big Toby at 210.27, 10 seconds behind. We had one DNF and one person still remaining running the race. It was a good one here on Speed Gaming for everyone. I enjoyed calling it. I hope everyone enjoyed watching it. Shout out to my tracker Robs, to Ravis and Big Toby, the runners on Restream, and to everyone out there who was out there in chat, making sure you kept me honest. I appreciate everybody there, and my brain is deep fried, and yeah, this was Sunday evening rando here. I do not know when the next randomizer race should be. I think it's on should be Monday afternoon is the next daily, and check your schedule to figure out when on Speed Gaming that'll be. And that'll do it for me here in the booth. Thanks again to all the runners, and everyone have a great night.